Man had a peculiar fetish. He was deeply attracted to obese bodies, so he not only stopped his wife from losing weight, but also encouraged her to eat as much as possible. Under the man's coaxing, Grace gained dozens of pounds in just 1 month, but she didn't notice anything unusual at the time. She thought he was making her gain weight out of love. A month ago, Grace was happily preparing for her wedding, but on the eve of the ceremony, she suddenly received a letter from her stepmother, informing her that her brother had died in a fire. It turned out that not long ago, her stepmother discovered her son had an inappropriate relationship with his adoptive brother. To end this relationship, she privately subjected them to electroshock therapy. She thought this would force them to give in, but to her surprise, her enraged son set the church on fire. The stepmother considered this blasphemy. To punish him, she locked the door from the outside and trapped him in the burning building. But in the letter to Grace, she claimed he died seeking redemption for his sins. Reading this, Grace immediately collapsed in despair. She began binge eating and soon became excessively overweight. But the man never despised her. Instead, he cared for her even more tenderly. But due to emotional distress, Grace developed a habit of stealing. But one day she was caught by the store owner. They filed a lawsuit against her. Looking at the court summons, Grace was filled with regret. It was around this time that Grace discovered the man's secret. He never stopped her from overeating because he had a fat fetish. He didn't truly love Grace herself, but rather loved her obese body. He had, even without Grace's knowledge, taken many nude photos of her. He also claimed to be a volunteer at the swimming pool, just to secretly watch women every day. Grace could no longer endure such betrayal. She immediately kicked him out of the house. Since then, Grace began having frequent nightmares, the successive deaths of her parents, her brother's accidental death, her lover's betrayal. These memories all brought Grace unbearable pain.
I loathed myself. My hoarding had caused this. It had kept me poor, and being poor had kept me from Gilbert. The money I'd wasted could have bought a dozen plane tickets to see him, Sylvia. Now, he was dead.